Hey there, this is John,
And I'm Josh.
and we're going to be talking about Week 3 of the 2018 college football season, and we're gonna try and break that down from the ranked teams first. And so we're going to start off with Alabama versus Ole Miss.
All right, so Alabama, coming into this, I saw a statistic showing Alabama and Georgia and Ole Miss, and Alabama's defense was ranked first in like most of the SEC categories, and then you saw Ole Miss's offense, and they were actually ranked first in most of the categories. So I thought that was an interesting matchup to think of. Maybe a pretty good offense going to get a pretty darn good defense.
Well, and okay, we've only had 2 weeks of
Right.
college football, so Alabama they're still building on the defense. They still got some young guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're testing that. Ole Miss, they've got some unbelievable receivers.
Absolutely.
Not the greatest quarterback in the world, but a decent quarterback.
But when you have receivers as good as he does, then you're still in a good position to win.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I think it'll be a good matchup. I see Alabama winning this, even though they're at an away game there at Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss had their number for a little while, a couple
They
of
did.
years back,
They
but
did.
we saw what happened last year when Alabama came in with vengeance. So I don't see them having much of a problem with Ole Miss.
I don't see it either. Okay, number 2, Clemson versus Georgia Southern.
All right, 2-0 versus 2-0.
And Georgia Southern, pretty much just looks like the rest of their season.
Oh, yeah.
They're facing teams like Georgia Southern.
It won't be worth mentioning Clemson again.
They're not facing anybody. So I mean, they're not going to go anywhere because how can they not be ranked? Because they're not going to play anybody. They're going to win the rest of their games.
Right.
Without a
Exactly.
doubt.
So
Very
Clemson,
easily.
easy win for them, and pretty much easy win for them for the rest of the season.
That's right. All right, done with Clemson. Number 3, Georgia. And we're not even going to mention this, just that they're number 3. They're a strong team. They pretty much,
It looks like the SEC is poised to have two programs in the playoffs again. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And so
It does.
I mean, I'm hopeful that maybe that won't happen. That maybe if one of them gets knocked off or has a loss, that there's another power conference, or maybe Boise. No, I'm just kidding.
probably ultimately
Like
Georgia's
slip
probably
in there,
going to
you
get
know,
knocked off
but-
by Vandy or
Yeah, no.
okay. All right, so number 4 is Ohio State. They have yet to be tested.
Yeah.
Yet to play a
Here we
game
go.
that
Here's a
matters.
good one.
Urban Meyer's probably going to be back, sort of.
Sort of.
Sort-of-ish.
He's there coaching the entire week up until the game.
That's right. And then, so they're going to be playing number 15 TCU. So that's very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen here.
Gary Patterson is in a great position to win this game. And TCU has talent all over the field. I honestly think TCU could beat Ohio State. And I
think they
honestly
could,
think
too.
if it's going to
Yeah.
happen, it needs to happen this week for Ohio State. For Urban Meyer's back in the swing, full force. TCU needs to come in, play as hard as they can. Do I think they're going to win in the end? No. But I think they can.
Yeah. And up to this point, we haven't even paid attention to Ohio State.
Yeah, no, not at
So
all.
this is the first time they're tested. It will be interesting. So for number 5, we have Oklahoma.
Right. They're rolling. They're looking great. They probably don't have a slip up for a number of weeks.
Yeah. They're not going to be tested this week for sure. And then we have number 6 would be Wisconsin.
Right. Number 6 is Wisconsin. They're playing BYU.
Yeah.
Can they compete against Wisconsin? Probably not. Wisconsin seems to have a pretty well-rounded team this year.
They did. They're a strong team.
Yeah. Number 7 is Auburn at LSU. This is a good game.
Big SEC
Here we go.
game for sure. Because LSU has come out on strong, looking strong at least at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Auburn with Jared Stidham, I mean, they look good. I mean,
Absolutely.
they struggled a bit against Washington.
When I was talking about another team in the SEC team, like 2 teams being in the playoffs, I mean, Auburn's in the picture as well right now.
Yeah.
So they're fighting for a lot, but if LSU can top Auburn, then all of a sudden they're going to be in the conversation. So this is a huge game for especially the SEC, the only side of the conference that matters. And
what happened last season? LSU won that game.
yeah, so I mean,
so that was really
that was
a
when
big
LSU
blow
was
for
kind of
Auburn.
struggling because they lost to Troy last
It
year.
was, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. I again, if I'm going with gut feeling, I feel like Auburn can win
Auburn
this.
wins this one.
Yeah. So let's drop down a little bit as far as some of the teams. Number 17, Boise State,
Yep.
who has come on strong at the beginning of the season. Rippon he didn't start off struggling.
Not at all.
He's been playing really well, and they're going to be playing Oklahoma State,
Number 24. Yeah.
And everybody's predicting Oklahoma State winning.
Yeah, which, I'm fine with that. That's the position that I want us to be in. Oklahoma State has the number 1 offense in the country right now.
Yeah.
But they played nobody.
Nope.
At all. I would say Boise's schedule, not including UConn, but like the Troy game is a better program than both of Oklahoma State's teams
They
combined.
put together, yeah. Okay.
So, going into this game, Boise's the underdog, even though they're ranked higher, this is what happened when we played Georgia as well.
Yeah.
A couple of years back. A long time ago now, I feel like.
7 years?
But
8
yeah,
years?
it's been a while. But coming into this, I don't see us actually really struggling with Oklahoma State, which is obviously, I'm a huge fan. I'm extremely biased. But as far as talent goes, our defense is going to be better and our offense is going to crush Oklahoma State, in my opinion.
All right.
But
it's
a big game for
outside
us.
of Auburn LSU. That's the game to watch. In my mind.
Well, and Ohio State TCU, but it's a huge game for Group of 5 teams in general.
Yes,
because Boise is the only team who kind of has garnered the respect of people in regards of maybe making it to the playoffs. Obviously, I don't think we'll even have a great enough season. There's probably going to be slip up somewhere along the way. I just don't see it happening here at Oklahoma State.
All right, we'll see. I'm looking forward to that one, though. All right, and then number 18, UCF.
Their game was canceled because of the hurricane coming in.
Yeah,
so they were going to face damage happens there.
North Carolina
in Florida. Hopefully the hurricane's not too bad, but a bunch of games were actually canceled.
And really,
because of that, like Virginia Tech,
because of the East Coast. Yeah. That hurricane is moving along there, so
I know. Yeah, Virginia Tech lost theirs, but it doesn't hurt Virginia Tech.
No,
like they're fine. But UCF, even though it was a crap North Carolina team, they needed to play every Power 5 team they scheduled, and so now that they're not playing, this one is going to really, unless they can find another opponent to play, which apparently they can schedule. Their only opportunity is Nebraska.
Yeah. Now the question here is, what's the upset of the week?
All right. Last week I got one of them right, so now I'm 1 out of 3 in the 2 weeks that we've come in. Probably going to end up being 1 out of 5 after these 2, but I have confidence.
Okay.
So Notre Dame is playing Vanderbilt.
Yes. And Notre Dame is ranked what?
Notre Dame is number 8.
8?
So they haven't looked too great at the start of the season so far. And
they're
Vandy's
playing
2-0.
2-win Vandy, where Vandy has played out of their minds.
Yeah, absolutely. Their opponents weren't fantastic or anything.
They weren't.
But hey, they won, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
And coming into this, I just feel like it's going to be, they're going to try every single thing that they got, and I honestly think they can pull off the win here. My second pick of the week is Arizona State at San Diego State, and there's a couple reasons. This one's a lot more reasonable. It's only a 5.5 spread, and I know Arizona State just knocked off Michigan State, but I don't think they're as good as people thought they were, obviously. They're going to be tired. That was only a 3-point win. They have to give it their all to win that game. They're going to San Diego State.
Yeah.
I just feel like all the arrows are pointing towards a possible upset. Things are looking good for San Diego State, in my opinion, even though their quarterback did just come out with a ACL sprain or something. Tear. He's out for 6 weeks.
He's not good.
But that's okay. I still think San Diego State can pull off the win against Arizona State. Those are my 2 upsets of the week.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for week 3, and we will be back to give you a recap as well as looking at week 4.
All right.